call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, gotta fill up.
Welcome back to the Juggernaut Show, everybody. And today I'm here to do my WWE Crown Jewel 2025 review, which Crown Jewel was this past Saturday, October 11th from Perth, Australia. And I have to say, this was an awesome PLE. This was a lot better than WrestlePalooza. So, this was a lot better PLE on ESPN. This is probably one of the best shows of the year, in my opinion. Like, one of your better PLEs that happened this year. Like, every match on the show was good to great. There was like no bad match on this card. And I said that in my preview. Like I said, this has a potential to be a really good show if they build it up correctly. And they did. They did a great job here. So let's jump into this review. I'm not going to keep you guys for a long time, so let's jump right into this. So the opening match on Crown Jewel, we had the Australian street fight between the tribal chief Roman Reigns going up against the tribal thief Big Bronson Reed. Now this was an awesome Australian street fight. Roman Reigns right here, he was just having fun, really enjoying, what the crowd was chanting. He was like really, baby facing it up here. And he was really acting like a baby face, for like in a long time. Because he goes like, if you guys want tables, acknowledge me at one point. And there was one point where he was bringing out some rugby balls and throwing them at Paul Heyman, throwing them at Big Bronson Reed. There's one point in the match where they were fighting in the crowd. This was an awesome match. And of course, we had to have interference in this match. Roman Reigns, it looks like he was getting ready to go for that, the barricade spear, but out of nowhere, we had none other than Braun Breaker come out. And he did a nasty spear onto Roman Reigns, but not too far behind them was none other than the Usos, which Roman Reigns did not want the Usos' help. He did not want them to come out during this match. But yeah, they came out, hit a whole bunch of super kicks onto Bronson Reed and to Braun Breaker. They even hit a 1D on him. And there was even one point where Roman Reigns got put through the announce table. They did a shield bomb. So Roman Reigns got put through the announce table by Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. But ultimately, in the end, the Usos, or Jey Uso, would end up costing Roman Reigns the match here. Jey was trying to go for a spear onto Bronson Reed, but Bronson Reed moved out of the way, and Roman got speared into the table by Jey Uso. And then Braun Breaker came back into the ring, speared Jey Uso, and Bronson Reed went up top, hit the big tsunami for the win. And Bronson Reed was a winner here. He won the Australian street fight. And Roman Reigns was pissed off. He was like, he's telling the Usos that he loves them, but he wanted to do it on his own. And Jey Uso's pissed. And yeah, there's a lot of drama between the OG bloodline right now with Roman Reigns and the Usos. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. But yeah, Bronson Reed won this match here, and we will move on to the next match, which we had was Tiffany Stratton going up against La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer, and this was for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. This was a solid match here. Stephanie Vaquer ends up winning here. Very, very back and forth match. Very, very even match here. both women were doing a lot of great counters to each other's moves. But ultimately in the end, Stephanie Vaquer, Tiffany Stratton, she was going for like her big moonsault, but Stephanie Vaquer ended up reversing that, and that ultimately ended up costing her. Stephanie Vaquer hit her SVB a few times in this match. And of course, we all had to go crazy for these Perth fans went crazy for the Devil's Kiss. And also Stephanie Vaquer, she hit the spiral tap to end up winning the match and becoming the second Crown Jewel Women's Champion. And then she also got a ring with it as well. Which those titles huge. Like, I'm happy that they don't carry those titles around to like every show. But yeah, this was a good match here. I wasn't expecting Stephanie Vaquer to win this match because I guess they're really strapping the rocket to Stephanie because they really want to push her to the moon. But yeah, this was definitely a fun match. I wouldn't in the mind if Tiffany Stratton would have won the match either. But yeah, definitely a great match. And we will move on to the next match, which we have was John Cena going up against a phenomenal AJ Styles. We had the greatest of all time, John Cena, and a phenomenal AJ Styles. And boy, oh boy, was this one of the match of the year contenders? Because this was awesome. Oh my god. Have you guys, this match is like playing WWE 2K. Putting on the finishers, unlimited finishers, and finishers from different wrestlers. Or it's like you're create a wrestler, and all you're just putting as moves, you're putting finishers as the regular moves. That's what this match was. John Cena throughout this match, he was paying a lot of different homages to a whole bunch of wrestlers. Like, AJ Styles, he's going for like a phenomenal forearm at one point in the match, and then John Cena reversed it into like into a skull crusher finale. So paying homage to the Miz, because John Cena and the Miz, they had a huge rivalry. What else do we have? We had John Cena locking in the walls of Jericho. John Cena and Chris Jericho, they go way back in history. We had Cena put on the Accolade, paying homage to Rusev, because they've had some crazy classic matches. My favorite homage that John Cena did was paying his respects to Bray Wyatt. John Cena hit the Sister Abigail on Bray Wyatt, and dude, those Australian fans, they went crazy. They held up the Fireflies. The Fireflies came out. That was awesome seeing the Sister Abigail from John Cena. We even saw John Cena do doing the draping DDT that Randy Orton does. He even hit RKO at one point in the match. So he even attempted to go for a punt throughout the match. That was wild. The fans even were chanting for 619s. I thought Cena was going to do 619 when they were chanting for it. I got no way Cena goes for 619. So that was interesting. Even Cena hit a choke slam. Even people that AJ Styles faced. I like how Cena was pulling out those moves that AJ Styles has faced, like AJ Styles and Undertaker. Like the one last ride. That WrestleMania match between AJ Styles and the Undertaker. What else do we see? I'm probably forgetting some finishers in the match. We even saw Cena hit a tombstone to basically ultimately put AJ Styles away, and then hit the attitude adjustment. There was this finisher after finisher in this match. So many kickouts, whole bunch of kickouts. Yeah, this match was a finisher fest, but it was awesome. I loved like all the transitions that they were doing. And then AJ Styles, he even hit a Sweet Chin Music in the match. John Cena and Shawn Michaels, they go way back in history. And the crowd was into this match so much. Yeah, this match was awesome. I'm probably forgetting some other finishers that Cena was hitting. AJ Styles, he was hitting a lot of forearms in this match. A lot of he even hit his well, I'm trying to figure out what else Cena hit in this match. But yeah, it was just so many finishers, finisher after finisher in this match. Like I said, you just play 2K and you have them limited finishers in the match, and that's what this match was. But yeah, this match was worth watching, and I also love the introductions that both guys had. Like Cena wanted AJ Styles to have this amazing introduction because I think she said that AJ Styles was the definition of total nonstop action. Said he's a leader of the Bullet Club, and he's like truly phenomenal, stuff like that. And of course, Cena's introduction has been great. And I also like the ring gear that AJ Styles was wearing as well in this match. That was really nice. Kind of going back to like his early days in TNA and like Ring of Honor. So that was really nice. There was just so many callbacks in this match, which I loved it. I love this match so much. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, probably match of the year contender in my opinion. But yeah, we will move on to the next match, which we had was the tag team match. We had Io Sky, the Genius of the Sky, and Mommy Rhea Ripley going up against the Kabuki Warriors of Kairi Sane and Asuka. Yeah, this was more of a cool down match, but this was definitely some fun stuff that they were doing in this match. Io Sky and Asuka, they just have so much chemistry. I liked seeing them go at it. Rhea Ripley, she was out for a lot of the beginning of this match. Asuka and Kairi Sane, they were doing a lot of double team moves on Io Sky, just beating her down the early parts of this match. And also, Kairi Sane, she just seemed a little bit conflicted. She doesn't want to take out, she doesn't want to hurt Io Sky because, Asuka's, really been toxic with both Io Sky and Kairi Sane, and Asuka's really been manipulating Kairi Sane as of late. But yeah, there were so many near falls in this match, but ultimately, Ripley ended up with she ended up getting the hot tag, and she'd be coming in there like a ball of fire. She'd be hitting a whole bunch of cleaning house on Asuka and Kairi Sane. Like I said, so many near falls in this match. But ultimately, in the end, Kairi Sane would save Asuka from taking like this big boot on the apron, and Kairi Sane would take it from Rhea Ripley, and that ultimately was set up for Rhea Ripley to hit the Riptide, and then Io Sky hit the over the moonsault onto Kairi Sane, and the winners of the match were Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Yeah, good match here. I think the match kind of went a little too long in my opinion, but hey, all four of these women had great chemistry. I can't wait to see what happens more in this feud because this has been some of the best stuff on Monday Night Raw. But yeah, we move on to the main event now, which we had was the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. We had the American Nightmare. He is the WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, going up against Seth freaking Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, the story writes itself for this match. I mean, we knew how this match was going to go. Also, I love the ring gear from both of these guys. Kind of Seth Rollins paint, like what he did with like the previous match. Even like the polka dots, kind of getting under the skin of Cody Rhodes and like kind of like being like the American dream, Dusty Rhodes, kind of having those polka dots on him, being very flamboyant like Dusty Rhodes was. But I gotta say, this match was definitely dragged out way too longer than what it needed to be. I mean, but it was very intense. And also, Seth Rollins, he was, contemplating about using the watch a lot throughout the match. I mean, because Cody Rhodes gave him that watch at WrestleMania 40. So there was times where Rollins just kept going back to that watch. But I mean, ultimately in the end, we would have some shenanigans that went down. Rollins would end up, clocking Cody Rhodes in the head with the watch towards the end of the match, and Rollins will go up for a super stomp to end up winning the match. Both guys, we know what they could do in the ring. They do amazing work, and they did amazing work in this match. But yeah, Seth Rollins, I mean, we knew that he was going to win. I mean, if Cody Rhodes would have won, it would have made no sense. Like Cody Rhodes did not need to win. So I mean, we already knew that Seth Rollins was going to win here. So yeah, Seth Rollins ended up becoming the men's Crown Jewel champion, and then we have both Stephanie Vaquer and Seth Rollins out there at the end, both the men's and women's Crown Jewel champions for 2025. Yeah, awesome show. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, this match went a little bit too long, but hey, I mean, it was still a good match nonetheless. And then also, I kind of want to mention about Monday Night Raw. I don't understand the whole booking with this whole Vision group, like how Seth Rollins is kind of like he's having some doubts in his mind, and also Paul Heyman, he's kind of been weird with Seth Rollins, and yeah, and then on Raw we have Braun Breaker spear Seth Rollins. Like what? Like this faction hasn't been around that long. Like they started back in July, so it's been 4 months, and now the faction's done. Like I don't understand like the direction that they're going with the Vision. I don't know why they did that. Why they're breaking them apart already. I guess it's just mind-boggling. Like, can someone please explain this? Go down in the comments. Like, let me know what's going on with this, because I'm just hella confused. Because like I woke up early this morning. I didn't watch Raw completely, but I see Rollins getting turned on. Like I just don't understand. Like the faction hasn't been around that long. Like I thought they were going to be building this up more, but I guess we're going to have to wait to see what happens more with this. But yeah, overall, Crown Jewel was a great show. Being the second show on ESPN or the ESPN Limited. Well, it was a lot better, a lot better than WrestlePalooza was. But yeah, this was my WWE Crown Jewel review. Go down in the comments, let me know what you guys thought of Crown Jewel. And also, definitely hit that subscribe button. Also, turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And go follow me on all my social media platforms. Go follow me on Instagram and X at the True JSB, and go follow me on TikTok, the Juggernaut Show. See it right down there, the Juggernaut Show for TikTok. I do a lot of wrestling content on there as well. But this is your boy Juggernaut, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So, peace.